So since today is Pirate Give Day and more than half of you are out, I'm going ahead and doing a video lesson for 8.3 also, which is kind of the sister lesson to the lesson from Wednesday. Today we are going to talk about geometric sequences and series, which are a little bit different from arithmetic. Okay, so a geometric sequence, in a geometric sequence, instead of getting each term by adding a common difference, you get each term by multiplying. So each term after the first term is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed non-zero constant that we call the common ratio. So with an arithmetic series or sequence, we had a common difference that we added each time or subtracted each time. And with geometric, we have a common ratio, all right? So it's called R instead of D, and the easiest way to get it is to take the second term and divide by the first. Or you can take the third term and divide by the second, okay? So really it's just any term divided by the previous term. All right, so let's do an example. Example 1 says to write the first 6 terms of the geometric series with the first term of 6 and a common ratio of 3. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, A sub 5, A sub 6. The first term is 6, and to get each term, we're just going to multiply by 3. Let me change this so this doesn't get so big. Instead of a 3, let's make the common ratio be 1/3. How about that? Okay, that's a little bit nicer. So for A sub 2, we're going to do 6 times 1/3, which is just 2, right? And then we're going to do 2 times 1/3, which is 2/3. And then we're going to times 1/3 again, which makes it 2/9. And then this becomes 2 out of 27. And this becomes 2 out of 81. So you can just do that each time. Whoops, let me back up. This would be times 1/3, previous term times 1/3, the previous term times 1/3, and the previous term times 1/3. Okay. Very straightforward. All right, so let's talk for just a moment how to get the general term. So just like with arithmetic sequences, we had a formula for getting the general term. For the general term of a geometric series, or sequence, I keep calling it a series, but a sequence, okay? The formula is A sub n equals A sub 1 times R to the n minus 1. So you start with the first term, and then you multiply by your ratio however many times to get to the nth term. All right, I'm going to give that a nice little highlight because that's an important formula. Something that you might write down on a note card when we take our exam. So example 2, find the 8th term of the geometric sequence whose first term is -4. So we know A sub 1 is -4, and we know the common ratio is -2. All right. So to get our general term, or find the 8th term, we're looking for A sub 8. So we're going to take our first term, A sub 1, and we're going to multiply by -2 to the 8 minus 1, which means we're going to do -4 times -2 to the 7th, all right? And we need to make sure that you use your calculator to do that. But what we end up with is that our 8th term is 512. For example 3, it says write the general term. So we're going to come up with a formula. So when it says to write the general term, that means you're going to have a formula for the given geometric sequence, and then use that formula to find the 8th term. All right, so to write our general term, we need to know what our common ratio is, right? We need to go, what is R? So the easiest way to do that is to take the number 6 and divide by 3, or take 12 and divide by 6, so forth and so on. So I'm going to take the second term to get R. I'm going to take the second term and divide by the first term, and I get 2. And that would be the same no matter what you did. If I took 12 and divided by 6, I would still get 2. 24 divided by 12. So our common ratio is 2. Our first term is 3. So to write a sub n, it's going to be the first term, which is 3, and then it's going to be times 2 to the n minus 1. That's our formula for our general term. So that is the general term. All right, now we want to find the 8th term. So we're going to find a sub 8. So it's going to be 3 times 2 to the 7th, which is 384.